Charlie grabbed her hand and said softly, "Don't worry, if your husband says it's appropriate, no one dares to say it's inappropriate." At this time, Orville had already stepped towards Charlie. As he walked, he asked Abner in a low voice, "Did you guy cause me any trouble? Did you bump into Mr. Wade or offend Mr. Wade?" "Big brother, I don't have either." Abner hurriedly explained, "There is a guy who paid us premiums and asked me to help him cut people. After I came, I found that he was targeting Mr. Wade. I didn't dare to speak to Mr. Wade if I was offending, but beat that person, absolutely not offending Mr. Wade." Orville nodded, feeling a little relieved. Abner has been with him for many years. Knowing that Abner would never lie to him, he nodded and said in a low voice, "When you get to Mrs. Wade later, you talk less, lest you make more mistakes, you know?" Abner said immediately, "Don't worry, brother, I will be silent." At this time, Orville brought the 4 heavenly kings and a group of younger brothers to Charlie. When he came, Sun De Wang, Shu Liken, and Shui Xinlong were all frightened. They never dreamed that today they would provoke the underground emperor of Orus Hill. The ghost knows why he came? In case something makes him unhappy and makes him blame it, the trouble will be great. Next, an even more stunned scene happened. Orville strode in front of everyone, without saying anything, immediately bowed to Charlie, and said respectfully, "Mr. Wade. Orville is late, and Mr. Wade will punish me." As soon as he said this, the 4 heavenly kings, as well as hundreds of younger brothers from various heavenly kings, bowed together 90 degrees and said in unison, "Mr. Wade, please punish." 100 or 200 people shouted these 6 words at the same time, making the whole scene seem like thunder. The others were all frightened. Shu Liken's face was pale, Sun De Wang's legs were soft, and Shui Xinlong knelt on the ground with a thud. He knew he was finished. Never thought that he would have such a great ability to cut this kid. Even Mr. Orville treats him respectfully. At this time, Orville didn't have the aura of the underground emperor of Orus Hill. He was exactly a dog of this young man. What's the sacredness of him? At this time, Charlie looked at Mr. Orville, smiled faintly, and said, "It's okay. It's not too late to come." Mr. Orville asked immediately, "Mr. Wade, don't know. What do you want to tell Orville to come over for?" Charlie pointed to Shui Xinlong and said, "This person is going to marry his daughter today, but his daughter's fiancé has not yet divorced, so I'll give you half an hour to take his daughter's fiancé and his daughter's fiancé's current wife. Let them go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to complete the divorce procedures." Mr. Orville was confused and couldn't figure out what was going on, but he nodded very seriously and said, "Mr. Wade, don't worry, I will finish this matter within half an hour." After speaking, Mr. Orville asked carefully, "Mr. Wade, where are the fiancé of this person's daughter and the current wife of this person's daughter's fiancé?" Charlie pointed to Sun De Wang and Shu Liken, and said lightly, "This bad old is his daughter's fiancé, and the bad old woman next to her is the current wife of this bad old master." Mr. Orville took a look, and he was immediately stunned. What exactly is going on? This Shui Xinlong seems to be in his early 50s, and Sun De Wang looks at the same age as him. Why is the relationship between the father-in-law and the son-in-law? However, he didn't dare to ask indiscriminately, and immediately nodded and said, "Mr. Wade, don't worry, I will take them to get a marriage certificate." Upon hearing this, Shu Liken immediately jumped and scolded emotionally, "Why do you let me divorce my husband?" Charlie sneered, "Just rely on my words from Charlie." Shu Liken scolded angrily, "The beauty you want. Want me to divorce my husband unless you kill me?" Charlie smiled and said, "Kill you? Just a bad lady like you is worthy of letting me kill you? Obediently divorced your husband, get out of Orus Hill, you can still have a way to survive. Otherwise, I will not let you survive. Don't ask for it. No." Shu Liken was frightened by Charlie's aura. She didn't even dare to speak. Mr. Orville said coldly at this time, "You two have heard what Mr. Wade said. Don't grind with me here, and quickly follow me to the Civil Affairs Bureau and get the divorce certificate." Charlie said, "Don't rush to take them away. Bring Mr. Shui's daughter along by the way." After the man divorces the old woman, let Mr. Shui's daughter get the marriage certificate with Sun Dewang on the spot. After receiving the certificate, come over for the banquet at noon. Shui Xinlong sat on the ground at this time and said desperately, I don't agree. No, I don't want my daughter to marry this bad old master. Mr. Orville said sharply, dare to disobey Mr. Wade? Believe it or not, I will kill you now. I don't believe it. Shui Xinlong collapsed and cried loudly, in broad daylight and in the sky, I don't believe you can kill me. Moreover, even if I die, I won't let my daughter marry Sun Dewang. Seeing that Shui Xinlong still dared to object, Mr. Orville sternly reprimanded, it is against you. Even Mr. Wade's decision dare to disobey, right? Shui Xinlong spoiled his ineffective daughter the most, so he didn't care about the status of Orville at this time, and said angrily, my daughter is still young. How could she marry such a bad old master as old as me? Abner fell into trouble at this time, and sneered, what? You don't look down on the old master, but you send your daughter abroad and let her mess with the people abroad. Why are you okay? Shui Xinlong said angrily, don't know that. I want to know that after she goes out, she will get together with the foreign guys, and I won't send her abroad if she is killed.